This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has met the President of Egypt, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and his accompanying delegation. The two parties discussed relations between the UAE and Egypt, as well as other joint areas of cooperation. The meeting was also attended by the Crown Prince of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and the Deputy Ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Maktoum bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. During the meeting, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed stated that Egypt and its people and leadership are strong partners of the UAE. His Highness also cited the cooperation in the areas of education, culture, economy, as well as government, and added that the relationship built by the UAE and Egypt represents a model for Arab relations. The Ministry of Energy has announced new petrol prices for the month of November. Fuel prices per liter for Super 98 have been set at 1.81 dirhams, Special 95 at 1.70 dirhams, E Plus 91 at 1.63 dirhams, and diesel at 1.87 dirhams. The prices, which are lower than those in October, will come into effect on November the 1st. In July, the Ministry of Energy announced that the fuel prices would be deregulated and a new pricing policy linked to global prices would be adopted. Following the decision, petrol prices initially increased by more than 20% and diesel prices reduced by 29% for the month of August. For September, fuel prices dropped by more than 8% as the global oil prices plunged due to overproduction and weak demand. Petrol prices for October were also down on the previous month. New figures show that almost 150,000 traffic violations involving the Dubai Tram have been recorded in the past 8 months. Of the total of 146,322, some 145,867 fines were issued to pedestrians who stood in prohibited areas. 268 were for motorists jumping the red light at the tram intersections, and 29 were for pedestrians crossing from undesignated areas along the track. Colonel Jamal al-Bannai, the acting director of the Dubai Traffic Police, who was quoted in local reports, said that 269 officers were stationed along the route, operating in 16 patrols a day. Fines for running a red light at a tram intersection range from 2,000 to 5,000 dirhams, and crossing a light at an undesignated spot is punishable by 1,000 dirhams fine. The Dubai Business Women Council and Leaders Middle East magazine today hosted the first Power Women of Arabia debate, which gathered prominent female leaders to debate on current matters around women empowerment and its future prospects. The Power Women of Arabia debate was attended by His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, the UAE Minister of Culture, Youth and Community Development, who during his speech emphasized the commitment that the UAE has towards supporting women in shaping the socio-economic landscape of the United Arab Emirates. Her Excellency Dr. Raja Isa Saleh Al Gurg, the President of the Dubai Business Women Council, was also present at the event, and said that it is the role of both the government and the private sector to action initiatives that further encourage the development of women in the region. A one-on-one interview with Dr. Al Gurg was moderated by Becky Anderson, the managing editor of CNN Abu Dhabi and anchor of Connect the World, during which Her Excellency spoke about the main keys of success for women in business and leadership.
Women's contribution to society in the region, as well as our role as entrepreneurs and social change catalysts, have dramatically evolved over the past few years. The region has also made significant progress in terms of women's education. The UAE boasts an adult female literacy rate of more than 90%. The biggest positive over the last decade has been the increase of female participation in the UAE labor force and further afield in the MENA region. It has also been reported that a little over 1 in every 8 firms in the region is a female-owned, while the UAE Ministry of Economy mentions that women handle about half of the SMEs in the country.
I think this is an incredibly empowered region, and I think part of the problem for this region is the misconception, the misperceptions about who women are and how they fit into not just society, but into the world of business and entrepreneurship. I've been thoroughly impressed over the last 2 years since I've lived here and the last 15 years since I've been coming to the region at just how involved women are in society and in the world of business. I think this region clearly has different challenges. I think there have been in the past cultural barriers to women being successful in business. I don't think I'm saying anything that anybody hasn't heard before. I will also say, on the flip side of that, that I've met some of the brightest, most entrepreneurial spirited, most enthusiastic and possibly potentially the most successful women that I've met anywhere that I have traveled around the world. So if you want to be successful, I think you create your opportunities, you ride a little bit of luck along the way, and you absolutely hang on for the ride, because it will be bumpy, but it will be a lot of fun.
Panel discussions were also conducted during the event with several power women, including Her Excellency Sheikha Al Zain Al Sabah, the Undersecretary of Youth Affairs in Kuwait. The discussions revolved around various related topics, such as the progress women have made in the Arab world over the past decade, as well as some of the main current challenges that women are facing in the corporate world around the region. Additionally, the findings of a survey conducted by A.T. Kearney were presented during the Power Women of Arabia debate, showing that 25% of GCC companies employ less than 5% women, and no companies employ more than 35%. The survey also revealed that less than 2% of board of director seats are held by women in the GCC, compared to 19% in S&P 500 companies. According to the organizers, the Power Women of Arabia debate will be a yearly event aiming to increase the dialogue between individuals and corporations for finding ways of encouraging the development of women in the society around the region.
Kuwaiti women have always been pioneers when it comes to woman empowerment. Actually, empowerment comes synonymous with women in our country. I think we've learned it many years ago in the beginning of the formation of Kuwait, when the husbands went off to sea for pearl diving or for trade in India, and the women were left behind to take care of their villages. So women have always been kind of the breadwinner on land. We've learned to make do with the little resources we have available to us at the time, and this is very important when it comes to thinking of how one builds a small business. We don't require a lot of capital. We work with what we have to make something that will service the community at large, which is important also. There's no use empowering women if women do not want to be empowered. I think it's all in their hands. The playing field is it's at ground level. It's not lopsided. It's not in favor of one or the other, male or female. I think we use excuses. We try to find excuses for us not to go out there and not to put ourselves on the line.
The subject of women in leadership and empowerment of women is a big topic nowadays in the region, and particularly for the UAE. So our idea was to further enhance and take the opportunity to open the dialogue of this subject to a bigger audience, and to hear the opinion of these big important leaders and the audience themselves. We have a very interesting methodology that we're applying, which is a debate. People are going to be voting through a system, and they're going to be giving their ideas.
In order to enhance smart learning for children with autism, DO has announced the distribution of 20 iPads to Dubai Autism Centre for children aged 6 to 15. The iPads have been loaded with their BabNoor BabNoor app, which according to Du will be a replacement for physical, visual and pictorial reference cards for children with special needs. In addition to the distribution of the iPads, Du also organized training sessions for 15 teachers, which focused on ways to encourage the children to integrate the app into their day-to-day lives, whether at school, with friends and with the family members. Among the key learning features in the app include text-to-speech in local Arabic voice, as well as support for constructing sentences by using symbols and pictures. It was also revealed that apart from improving communication skills, the app also measures children's performance that analyzes their academic performance as well as social interaction. According to Du's Executive Vice President for Brand Communications, the program also intends to reinvent their role in the fabric of society by becoming enablers of learning and growth. The automotive sector across the GCC is expected to reach a record 1.88 million car sales by the end of this year, as organizers reveal details of Dubai International Motor Show, set to begin early next month, showcasing more than 600 vehicles, including classic and luxury car brands never seen before. At a press conference held at the Dubai World Trade Center, organizers announced that the 13th edition of the Motor Show comes at a good time, as the region has witnessed a full-year growth rate of 5.6% compared to the last year, when the overall UAE auto sales increased by 13%. Commenting on the tastes of the 21st century car enthusiasts and how the shift in technology is compelling manufacturers to fine-tune their strategies, the managing director of Al Futtaim Motors, Saud Abbasi, highlighted that sustainable mobility is one key area of focus for them, as this enables movement with minimal environmental impact. Talking of their involvement in the Dubai International Motor Show, the director of driver's licensing at the RTA licensing agency, Sultan Al-Marzouqi, stated that while the RTA will be offering a selection of 110 plate numbers through a dedicated auction, their overall focus is to ensure that drivers are safe on UAE roads.
Every device that you use at a personal level, be it your phone or your iPad, your TV screen, all of those are fundamentally changing the way people live their lives. We feel that a vehicle will have to reflect that lifestyle into the future while holding on to the basics which most people don't talk about, which is safety, the driving, the rules and regulations. Today you heard a lot about high-speed driving. Well, that's great as an ad or as a marketing tool, but actually what customers need is a very good experience of being able to drive something that's engaging, emotionally relevant, but it meets all the basic responsibilities that we have as a brand and as a society to provide good transportation. So to me, the direction of the future, the 21st century customer is going to want nicer, more digitally engaged, but a vehicle that allows them to live their life and experience. At the end of the day, the most important luxury is our time and the quality of the time we spend. And so any technology that helps enhance that experience is going to be relevant.
All the manufacturers here are according to the UAE standard. UAE standard is you can't allow any car to be driven within UAE and Dubai without passing the test. We're doing the test yearly basis for those cars, and we have standards. It is all registered through the automatic equipment used and computerized, and these standards in all the UAE.
During the conference, the regional director for Cadillac Middle East, Felix Weller, added that there is a huge demand for luxury cars in the MENA region. And during the show, they are about to have a global reveal of their first ever XT5 crossover, as well as a regional debut of the City7 Prestige sedan. For the first time, the biennial show being held from the 10th to the 14th of November will include 18 global and 139 regional launches in addition to 16 concept cars. It is expected that more than 100,000 visitors from 37 countries will attend the automotive extravaganza over 5 days. Besides, the show will also offer a preview of motorcycles, light commercial vehicles, as well as all-new Motoring Nostalgia Museum with a display of 80 never-before-seen classics.
I think the region is changing, the taste is changing, and the requirements for luxury customers are changing. We're looking at millennials as our new customer group, young people under the age of 35 years old that have a very different take on luxury. They have a very different take on what they look for, what they're asking for, what they expect of a luxury brand. And this is where Cadillac is actually going right in, offering a difference. We're offering a differentiation factor, we're offering connectivity, and we're offering what millennials are looking for going forward.
Innovation forms a key part of the motor industry, and I think as we go forward we'll continue to see high levels of innovation in the industry. If that isn't around emissions, it'll be around the way vehicles drive, it'll be the interaction of people with their motor vehicles. And if you were to say to me, will we see driverless cars in the future? Of course we will. But I think more importantly is the experience of the people who own and operate those cars, is that the car speaks to them and works with them. You know, so whether you get into your car, your phone connects with the vehicle, it understands your behavior, it learns your behavior. Those sort of innovations are key to the success of us as an industry maintaining leadership in what we do.
And finally, aside from all the action on the cricket grounds in the country, fans can look forward to catching some of the big names to have played the game, this time at a golf course, as they will take part in the Icons of Cricket Golf Tournament next October. In the lead-up to the Ryder Cup-style event between Australia and the rest of the world, the vice-captains of the teams, Michael Vaughan and Shane Warne, teed off at Emirates Golf Course along with the players due to take part. Organized by Sofitel Hotels and Resorts, the Pro-Am event today featured cricket legends such as David Lloyd, Ian Botham, Kapil Dev, along with the current England players such as Stuart Broad and Joss Butler. As per the schedule, the tournament will be held from the 19th to the 21st of October next year, with the cricketers bringing their competitive elements onto the golf course. The lineup of the two sides will feature some big hitting batsmen, with the Australian side consisting of Michael Hussey, Ricky Ponting and Alan Border, to name a few. Meanwhile, the rest of the world teams will see the likes of Kevin Peterson, Wasim Akram and Kapil Dev. The two sides will be led by professional golfers who are yet to be announced. With the legends showcasing some exceptional skills on the golf course, fans can expect a heated contest similar to the ones on the cricket field, particularly with Australia and English players going head-to-head.
It's exciting, the concept. I mean, to play against Australia at cricket was great. Everyone wants to beat Australia. You know, I'm playing them at golf now. We're all at different levels and standards, but I think the banter and the camaraderie and the spirit that you'll get from being in the team will be great value. So this is a bit of a launch event, but next year is going to be the real event where the rest of the world cricketing legends will take on the Australian cricketing legends over a 3-day Ryder Cup concept. So it's going to be great fun.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many of us that you know, sort of hold back. We always try and smack it and wish we could play like Rory McIlroy or Jason Day or putt like Jordan Spieth or something, but we don't. But especially under pressure when there's cameras and everyone watching us. But there'll be bragging rights, that's for sure, because we're all good mates, we're all good friends, and you know, we're just looking forward to playing it, actually.
I've never played this course, so it's lovely to be here. I mean, as a cricketer, it's lovely to get escapes. I think it's important to be able to get your mind away from the game of cricket from time to time, and golf is the perfect way to do that. So it's a really lovely day to be here with some other cricketers enjoying it, enjoying the day. No, I'm not overly good, to be fair. I mean, I play off my official handicap's 12, but my weakness is I just try and hit it as far as I can. I don't have course management, I think the pros would call it. Yeah, I lack that. So it's I do really enjoy playing different shots. I think the driver in my hand is probably my favourite. I'm not so good with the chipper, but I say it's lovely to escape from cricket from time to time, and no better way than golf.